Hi, I'm Bernie Hayes. On today's show, we have Dr. Reynaldo Anderson and Daisha Polk. They'll be talking about a festival coming to St. Louis in March, today on The Bernie Hayes Show. And welcome back. As I promised you, my guest, Daisha Polk, and also Dr. Reynaldo Anderson. And we're going to tell us about an event that's coming to H.S.S.U State University very, very soon. Ms. Polk, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
What's the event coming in, where and what's it about?
Oh my goodness. The event is BSAM. That stands for the Black Speculative Arts Movement. I'm calling it a Afrofuturistic Black Art Festival.
Okay. And what does it entail?
We have so much. It's a jam-packed 2-day weekend full of workshops. There's a film festival. There's also a live art exhibition and concert plays. It's going to be fantastic.
The film festival, is this Afrocentric films or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Everything that falls underneath that umbrella.
Okay. Dr. Anderson, what's your part in this?
Well, one of the things about BSAM, or the Black Speculative Art Movement, it emerged out of a curated exhibition that myself and the visual artist John Jennings had at the Schomburg Library in New York City that ended last year, where we had a very Afrofuturistic exhibition with visual artists, technology, and it emerged out of our work that we started a few years ago around the topic around black comics, black futures, and other kinds of creative expression in relation to technology. Following that exhibition, I wrote a manifesto that I later published online about this movement that emerged out of the exhibition. And I later got a colleague to help me, Maya Williams, who organizes the MeccaCon Film Festival out of Detroit, to start the convention aspect of these movements. The first one we had was at St. Louis last year in May, was the first BSAM convention. And since then, we've been in Toronto, Canada. We are going into Oakland, LA. We're doing the second one here in St. Louis this year, and we're in the plans now to even do one in Africa and one in Europe by next year. So it's a concept that's gained a lot of currency in the black creative community, and it's very exciting to watch. And one of the things people I think are going to start writing about it started right here in St. Louis in 2016.
What are the dates?
The dates on BSAM, that'll be March 17th and 18th.
And is there cost?
No, it's absolutely free. It's some components that may have a payment attached to them, very low cost. But overall, the entire event is free.
You mentioned something about living arts or living body parts or something like that. Could you tell exactly what you were saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am not only one of the coordinators of BSAM, but I also contribute to the event itself. I have a poetry workshop that I put together, as well as a live art gallery that I'm curating. Body paint is one of the waves of art that is being written right now, and it's really an interesting way, a unique way in which we're choosing to express. So I thought with a body workshop, the body paint workshop that I did last year, that I would still take that concept, but instead of having it be a workshop, ask for locals to submit their art and to put it into a live art gallery and have that be an excellent visual component to the BSAM event.
How will they get in touch with you?
To get in touch with me, in particular, if they want to place submissions, my number is 314-695-3981. But we do have overall vendor slots, so if you're out there and you want to be a part of BSAM, we do have some info for you.
Is there a website
on that? Yeah, there's a website, absolutely. You can find us on Facebook at BSAM STL, and also the Black Speculative Arts at WordPress.
Yes, we have a WordPress page Black Speculative Arts Movement WordPress page that you can also find a lot of our events on online.
Okay. Let's put that information back up on you. You had a phone number
Yes.
and email.
I did. That's 313-451-0297 or email at bsamstaff@gmail.com for more information about vending and about the event itself.
Okay, you're Daisha Polk, right?
I'm Daisha Polk.
I'm going to understand that there's a word, another name that you go by when you perform.
It is actually. So I am a poet, host, entrepreneur. I do many things. I wear many hats. And most of my associates call me InnerGy, INNER, capital GY.
Say that a little bit slower. Energy. Spell it for it.
INNER, capital GY.
Okay, energy. Okay. Do you have a lot of energy?
I do. Maybe not at 8:30 in the morning, but I definitely.
Do you have a short poem or recital you can do right now?
Do I?
Very short.
Sure. I think this is a good piece. I think you might like this piece. I learned at a young age to smile over the pain. Through ridicule, lies, rejection, just to name a few. I realized I lived in a world that valued things rather than human beings. A tough pill to swallow. Hollow be the minds resigned to a fate unwanted. Daunted by the task of breaking through the glass mirror that traps you, called the rabbit hole. It's the ego that's the evil at its roots. Saying you're in it for wealth, but you're only in it for selfish desires to have all these blueprints for planned obsolescence. It's the message that comes across. Says you're demeaning the meaning of life itself. What about your health? Me, focused now more than ever, balanced on a tightrope between dreams and reality, falling is a fatality, no doubt in me. Winner's mindset mentality. I learned at a young age to open my eyes to really see this world and the way that man made it to be. I realized I lived in a world that valued money rather than human beings. A tough pill to swallow.
Wow. Energy. Daisha Polk. Dr. Anderson, how did you get involved in this? I mean, what was the background that brought you into this movement?
Okay, one of the things, as a friend of mine who's an arts historian, Tiffany Barber, talks about, and we've told her she'll probably end up being the biographer of this movement. This started out as a conversation between myself and John Jennings a few years ago when I sent an email to John, how about we go to this conference in Paris next summer? And it was at the Sorbonne that we presented concepts related to Afrofuturism and black comics over in Paris. That out of this conversation then grew the curated exhibition that we later put together in New York City that ended last year at the Schomburg. And so based upon the excitement around it, we just decided to go on and grow it into a full-fledged movement based upon the level of interest in it. And it was just time to put together something like this that I think the country and our community was ready for some new ideas around technology in the community and how to tie these things and be very political about it and very intentional about it in terms of how we organized it across communities around the country. And so previously, before this, I believe I was known as primarily a Black Power studies scholar because a lot of my research was around the Black Panther Party in the Midwest, because I completed my dissertation at the University of Nebraska on the topic of the Black Panther Party in Kansas City, Omaha, Nebraska, and Des Moines, Iowa. And my family has some background related to the civil rights movement in Mississippi, so it just seems to be a continuation of what I've been doing ever since I graduated college the last 20 years.
Now, what are your duties at H.S.S.U. State University?
Well, currently, I am the chair of the Humanities program at H.S.S.U. State University, where I teach courses in communications and English and composition right now. We're trying to add on a couple of more programs to accompany our growth at the institution. Right now, under the leadership of Dwan Warmack, we're the fastest growing student enrollment in the state of Missouri right now. And so we're trying to grow to accompany that level of interest.
Oh, Dr. Reynaldo Anderson, thank you so much. I see your pictures. I walk through the halls there all the time. You know,
Okay.
with the suit on.
Okay.
Looking very dignified. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's dignified here too, but we're at the New Life Evangelistic Center. We're at 1411 Locust Street in downtown St. Louis, Missouri. And you must know there's an effort to close the facility here. And perhaps you even know now that Reverend Larry Rice has filed to run for the mayor of the city of St. Louis. But we need your help and support just to keep this facility open, just to keep this program coming to you and other programs and other ministries, because it's more than just a shelter, it's really a church. But they focus on the shelter right now. But your help is needed. And your gift can be sent to Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri, 63166. Or you may do it online at www.New Life Evangelistic Center, that's one word, newlifeevangelisticcenter.org. And American Express, Visa, MasterCard, Discover Card. It takes less than 2 minutes to make a gift that is tax deductible to the New Life Evangelistic Center. Back with our guests after this.
Would you let a poor lost dog or cat go hungry? Would you leave them alone, shivering on cold winter nights or suffering the extreme summer heat? Shouldn't people be cared for as much as dogs and cats? Then why would you try to stop New Life Evangelistic Center from helping the poor and homeless with food and shelter and saving lives? Will you help New Life Evangelistic Center provide a safe place to stay for those in need?
I was needing a place to stay, and the police told me to come here. So I came here and found shelter.
At the time that I came here, you know, it was a real pleasure in coming because all the people were so nice. All you workers were nice and invited me in. They fed us, they clothed us, and you gave us the word, and that was so great. You know, God is good all the time.
It helps me out because it gave me a roof over my head. And then it's a Christian facility where it gives you the word of God. It feeds you naturally and spiritually, so it works in both hands.
Here at the New Life Evangelistic Center, they offer a program to help teach you how to, work skills. It's just a blessing to be here and, change my life by helping people. And that's what it's all about here at New Life Evangelistic Center.
Our guests are Daisha Polk and also Dr. Reynaldo Anderson. And we're talking about an event coming up March 16th and 17th, I believe?
17th and
17th and 18th. Well, but the 2 consecutive days starting with March 17th. And it's going to be at H.S.S.U State University, right?
That's correct.
And Dr. Anderson, you're affiliated with H.S.S.U State University. You were telling us about what you do there and teach there. Is this a good venue for an art fair like such as this?
Yes. Yes, when you're talking about art, social movements, historically black colleges have traditionally been centers of black thought and creativity in this country. If you're talking about youth protest, you know what comes to mind back in the 60s with Fisk University.
Yeah.
And so HBCUs have always been the center of black creative expression and resistance and social movements as long as they've been around here in this country. So all we're doing is carrying on the tradition into the 21st century.
Mm-hmm. Well, Daisha Polk, how come you're an Afrocentrist? How did you become that? Why aren't you out there twerking?
You're so funny. Actually, twerking is definitely has its roots in our history. So, that's not, it's just been sexualized and stigmatized today. Mm-hmm. But done in the right places, it definitely shows that it is a part of just that, our expression, our art, how we feel. But I really got into Afrocentricity, just learning more about my history and my ancestry, just the legacy that has been passed on and also the burdens that have been passed on.
Mm-hmm. Was that a concerted effort you did, or did this happen just come to you by assimilation or what?
No. It definitely was a concerted effort. Mm-hmm. I went to international studies school, so extremely integrated schools where we had Bosnians, Germans, and so even some Nigerians and other African students. But I never saw it as a connection. There was not a connection there because we weren't taught African history. We were taught American history.
Certainly, yeah.
It wasn't until maybe about 4 years ago that I began this journey to kind of learn who it is that I am. So it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful, but it's also been life-changing. So much, in fact, that I make it my life's work now to continue to immerse myself into my Afrocentricity.